Hi friends, and welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Today I have a fun fall video for you. Yes, it's the season. But first of all, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Brenda and this is my sweet Oliver. And if you're returning, what are you doing? Well, if you're returning, we love you. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, here's DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I'm going to use Waverly chalk paint in the color white, my antique wax, and also in the color pumpkin. I'm going to use some assorted leaves. I got these from Amazon a couple of years ago, you guys, and I still have tons of these leaves left. And then this welcome fall sign from Dollar Tree. This pumpkin I got either last year or the year before from Walmart. It was $1.58. And then 2 of these little fence signs from Dollar Tree. So I started off by using my heat gun and my paint scraper to remove the all the pieces from the front of this fence. And then of course I am going to keep the chicken and the pig for a future project. Once I had that all done, I just started ripping off all of that paper, the top layer of that paper. I thought it was funny. They had drawn exactly where they were laying the chicken and the little these little pieces, whatever you want to call them. But once I had all the top layer of that paper removed, sorry I didn't show this, but I had spritzed it all down with water and let it set for like 2 or 3 minutes. And then I used the paint scraper to scrape off all that excess paper and glue. And then after that, I took my Goo Gone and just kind of wiped off all the rest of the adhesive that was on those boards. Then I took these little strips here and I am just making lines right across because I want this to have straight edges. So once I had those lines marked, I just used a box cutter like you see me doing right here to score and cut those little pointed pieces off of each one of those. And it only took me about 3 or 4 or 5 times with that knife for it to cut through. Then I took these Jumbo Craft sticks, I cut them in half, and I'm using my wood glue and my hot glue to attach those 2 fence pieces together. Then I took some spackling here and I'm just filling in all of those holes, and then I painted it with my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. I painted the whole fence piece and those little strips as well. After those were all done and dried, I took this square ruler and I am using it to make lines to just kind of bring out more of a definition for those the fence. Then I took my finger and I'm just smearing those lines to give it a more realistic look. Then I took my little strips here. I'm going to put some wood glue and hot glue on the back, and I am going to glue those in place. I glued the 2 on the top, and then I'm gluing the 2 on the bottom. And as you can see, I did not worry about ripping off the rest of the paper stuff on these strips. I figured no one's going to see them. So yeah. Then I took my antique wax here, and I'm just going to go ahead and go all the way around this fence sign and do some dry brushing or distressing. And then once I was done with that, I painted this pumpkin with my pumpkin color. And once that was all dry, I took this little paint dauber and I am just, it's a sponge dauber. I don't know what they call them, but I'm just going to make some polka dots all the way around my little pumpkin here. I just wanted to make it a little whimsical and fun. And so once I had the dots that I wanted, I decided to take the welcome sign and use a small paintbrush to paint this word with my white, and I'm painting in between all the letters as well. And then I did do some distressing on that too. Then I took this white paint marker from Dollar Tree, and I'm just making some squiggly lines and some little dots, just kind of trying to give it a more whimsical, fun look. Yeah, I've been watching Country Charm by Tracy, or whatever her channel name is. I just love the stuff she does, so I'm trying to pick up a few tips from her. Then I took my welcome sign. I took some of those little glue dots. I cut them because I'm out of the actual dots, so I'm just using the side pieces. So I cut them all down, put them on the back of the welcome fall, and then place that in front of the pumpkin. I'm going to use my wood glue and hot glue to attach this to the middle of my fence piece. And once I was done with that, I took some of these leaves and I just started hot gluing them around the pumpkin and then around those slats on the fence. And then after that, I took my big mouth crocodile here and I'm just going to make some holes on the ones that didn't have holes. And then I'm just going to use a hanger that came off of, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to make just a regular shoestring bow. And then I'm going to hot glue it to the top of my pumpkin to cover up that hole. And then I'm going to get a hanger from a previous project and add it to that gate and there or fence, whatever it is, and there it is. I think this came out really cute. You have to let me know what you think about this one in the comment box below. Okay, so here's my time to give all of my wonderful subscribers a big thank you for all you've done to help me grow my channel. And if you're new here and enjoyed today's video, please hit that subscribe button before you go, become part of our family. And then make sure you guys give me that thumbs up, comment, watch the ads, and share this video with someone who you think might enjoy it. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, you can find the links to those accounts as well as my affiliate accounts in the description box below. Okay, DIY and number 2. This is my wood scarecrow. I just think he's adorable. I'm going to use Waverly chalk paints in the color white and in the color pumpkin. I'm going to use some more of those leaves that I bought from Amazon. And then I'm going to use, I think this was part of a 5-gallon paint. No, I think it was just a regular paint stick that I had cut down. This I had found in our shed. It is a 1x4 and it's 18.5 inches long. I'm going to use one of these little plaques from Dollar Tree. I thought I was going to use these pumpkins, but I didn't. I'm going to use these little hay bales from Dollar Tree, these little stickers, sunflower stickers from Dollar Tree, and then these little pumpkins on the sticks from Dollar Tree. So I started off by marking, I don't remember what the lengths were. I think it was like 6 or 7 and then 4.5 and then the rest. I painted the top and the bottom with the pumpkin. I painted the middle, the plaque with the white, and then I painted the paint stick with the pumpkin as well. Once they were all dry, I went around and just sanded the edges of all of this stick. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I grabbed my sanding sponge from Dollar Tree and did the same thing on my scarecrow. I went around and just sanded the edges so that you could see it. It would have a little bit of that worn look. After that, I just did some really light distressing with my antique wax, going over this little stick with it, and then I'm going to do the same thing all over my little scarecrow. If you don't like distressing and you want to recreate this, just make it your own. Don't do the distressing, but I really enjoy distressing. I love the look. And so that's why I do it. And then I decided, of course, this was too white for me. So I went ahead and distressed this as well. Then I took a pencil here and I'm just trying to draw in a face for my scarecrow. And I always like doing this because I am not a drawer. Really, I can't really do freehand like a lot of people do. In fact, I had my laptop up and I was just kind of copying what I was looking at. After I had everything drawn in, I'm taking this paint marker that I had and I'm coloring in the eyes and then I'm coloring in the mouth. And then I am going to use another paint marker, an orange one of my Arteza paint markers, and I'm just going to color in the triangle nose here. And then I'm going to use my black paint marker again, and I'm going to go in and, I'm going to use this blue metallic and my white metallic markers from Dollar Tree and color in some of the eyes. And then I'm using my black Sharpie to make the little stitch lines on the mouth, and I was going to do it on the nose too, and I forgot. Anyways, I took my wood glue and hot glue, and I'm gluing that stick onto my Scarecrow so it looks like a hat. Then I'm going to hot glue this ribbon on around the neck of my Scarecrow. Now, I don't know why I'm doing it this way, but this is just the way I was doing it. I should have, now that I look at this too, grabbed some raffia and add some raffia for hair for the Scarecrow. But you know what? It doesn't matter because I really love him just the way he is. I'm just going to continue and go around and hot glue this ribbon all the way around. You guys, I don't know why I did it this way, but yeah, and I don't know why I showed you all of this because I really didn't need to. Oh my goodness. So I'm just going to get this all hot glued together all the way around my little Scarecrow like you see. And then after I had that all done, I took some more of that ribbon. This ribbon actually I got from Dollar Tree either last year or the year before. It's been in my stash. I have like 3 totes of fall crafts, you guys. And I'm trying to use it. I'm trying not to buy much from Dollar Tree because I want to use all of this. So I'm just making a bow by doing the awareness ribbon, scrunching it up in the middle, and then tying some jute twine around the middle. And then I'm going to dovetail the ends, which you just fold in your ends and then cut at an angle, cutting downward. And then after that, I am going to fluff it, and then I'm going to hot glue it right to the front of my cute little Scarecrow, just like that. Then I decided to take some more of this ribbon. I'm cutting the gold. I didn't really like the gold, but I wanted to look a little more worn, so I'm pulling some of the threads, and they came off really easy. And then I'm just going to hot glue it down on the bottom just like that, so it looks like a patch. Then I did another one for the hat. I'm going to glue that right on top. And then I decided to do a little more embellishments, and I found in my stash one of these little leaves with a button. And then I found these leaves. All of those leaves actually came from Hobby Lobby. They were in my stash, but I think you could probably find them this year too. Seems like you see them every year. I put one of those on the bow, and then I found one of these little resin pumpkins from Hobby Lobby as well, added it to the hat. Then I'm going to use my wood glue and hot glue and glue my Scarecrow onto the base. But first I hit my camera with, with the Scarecrow. So sorry about the shaking. Then I'm going to go through and hot glue some of these leaves on there. And then I'm going to hot glue the little hay bales. These are so stinking cute. And then after that, I took some of these pumpkins. I cut the bottom stem. I do trim off the top stems because the top stick on them is like really, really long on a lot of them. So I just cut it down so it looks a little more like a stem on a pumpkin. And then I hot glued them onto the bales. And then I took some of these little mini sunflowers that came from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to hot glue them on the bales as well. And there he is. He is so cute. You guys, my husband wanted me to put some googly eyes like on sticks coming around him. I don't know what he's thinking, but he wanted me to put googly eyes like someone's looking from behind the Scarecrow. My husband's crazy. Okay, here's a celebration of your recreations. And Tracy made this really pretty wreath. I love it. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Tracy. And then Jules has been putting together some beautiful arrangements. Look how lovely these are. Thank you so much, ladies, for sharing those with us. And if you have a creation or a recreation that you would like me to showcase, you can send pictures to the email address that's listed there, or you can send them to me through Instagram or Facebook Messenger, and I'm always excited to show them for you. Okay, here's DIY number 3. So for this DIY, I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint in the color white, my Waverly antique wax, and then my Waverly chalk paint in the color pumpkin. I'm going to use a whole bunch of these decals that I created with my Cricut. These are all my grandchildren and great-grandchildren's names. I'm going to use some of these pumpkins, the smaller pumpkins with the plaid. Those were for the great-grandkids. And then I'm going to use these tops of a 5-gallon paint stir stick, and then 2 of these signs that I've had in my stash forever. So I started off by removing the top paper just like I did on the first DIY. Then I just spritz it all down with water, let it set for, you should probably let it set 3 or 4 minutes. This, I think I might have maybe had 2 minutes on it. But I'm scraping off all the gunk. It was a little harder to scrape off. The longer you wait, the easier it gets to scrape it off. So once it was all cleaned, I'm going to use my wood glue and hot glue to glue these little sticks onto the back to connect them. Then I took a chip brush and I was going to do just a kind of a light distressing, but I didn't like it, so I just kept going thicker and thicker until it was the way I liked it. After that, I took my pumpkin chalk paint and painted all of those with that pumpkin color. Once they were all dry, I started off by putting all my grandkids' names over the pumpkins. And I have to tell you guys, every time I put a name on these pumpkins, I prayed for my grandkids. Ugh, I love them all so much, and my heart is always praying for these guys because this world is a little crazy, and I just pray for their lives. After I had that all done, I took this little square ruler here, and I'm just going to make my marks again, just like I did on the first one, because I wanted this to be more detailed so you'd know where those lines were. Then I did the same thing where I smeared the lines, and then I took my decal that says Mimi's favorite pumpkins. Now I know most people spell Mimi M-I-M-I, but my grandson's great grandmother's name was Mimi, and I spelt my Mimi different so we could know what the difference was, if that makes sense. So I'm just using my wood glue and hot glue here to add my pumpkins. And you guys, when I started doing this, when I got done with all the pumpkins and I was laying these out, I went, oh my goodness, I never even stopped to see if these were all going to fit. And so as you can see, I'm having to overlap them and kind of twist them because they wouldn't have fit. I don't know why. That's usually one of the first things I do is make sure everything fits. But anyways, I got it to work, thank goodness. So I took some twine. I'm just tying some knots on the twine and putting them on the boys' names, and then the girls, I made bows with twine. Then I should have done this before I added the pumpkins, but I wanted some little like nail marks on the ends of these, and I remembered after I had those all on, and I'm like, darn it. So I thought, well, I'm going to try my best to get them on all of the ones that I can. And I think it came out pretty good. So if you recreate something like this, make sure you do that first. But, you know, you could do this if you only have kids. You could do this if you have grandkids. You could, you know, there's so much. You could just do it for your family. There's so much you could do for this. So I added that hanger. I made a little shoestring bow with this ribbon, and then I'm just going to glue this on, and that's all there was for this. To me, this is really special. I love all these kids so much. They are all just my sweet pumpkins. You'll have to let me know what you think about this one in the comment box below. Okay, as we get into the next section here, I just want to apologize to all of you guys. I never thought about the fact that you would not want to place your email address in the comments. So for my giveaway, let's do this. If you would like to be entered into a giveaway of a goodie box, like and comment this video. Send me your email address to my email address that's listed there. If you've already sent it, you don't need to send it again. Your comments and emails need to be placed by 11:59 p.m. Eastern on the 15th. The winner will have until 8 p.m. Eastern on the 17th to reply to my email, or I will pick a new one. If you are not in the U.S., you will not be able to receive the goodie box, but I may pick something else out for you. So go ahead and send me your email address as well. If you have any questions, I will have all that in the description box below. Okay, so here's the last DIY. I'm using my Waverly chalk paint in the color pumpkin, and then that apple barrel in the color burnt umber. These beautiful plaid napkins I just recently got at Hobby Lobby. They were 40% off. This hexagon little sign from Dollar Tree, and then I got this was 75% off, 66 or 75% off from Hobby Lobby. It was in their clearance section, or in their spring section. I was so excited. Anyways, I'm going to start off by doing this a little different. I don't know why I did this the way I did, but I started putting Mod Podge all over the inside of this. Normally I would paint it first. Then while it was drying, I went and took my paint and painted the sides and the back. And then I had my husband cut this down for me because I was busy. And then I took my pumpkin color and painted my pumpkin. This is a pumpkin now with that pumpkin color. Once I had that painted, I didn't paint the back. I just painted the front and all the sides. I am going to take my napkin here. I'm taking some double-sided tape to remove the plies from the backing. Their napkins, I've noticed, Hobby Lobby's napkins, they are really stuck on there very well. So that's why I had to use the double-sided tape. Once I had it all cut down, I'm going to lay it in place. My Mod Podge was dry, so I'm going to place my parchment paper over my napkin and use my heat press to reactivate that Mod Podge so that my napkin adheres to the inside of this shadow box. Then I decided I should probably paint the stem, So I took that burnt umber and I am going to paint the stem. Then I took some of this braided jute rope that I love and I just went around the inside of that box with it. Then I'm going to use my hot glue to add my pumpkin to the inside of this shadow box. Then I'm going to, take, take this hot glue and I am going to hot glue some Spanish moss to the inside of my shadow box there underneath the pumpkin. Here I'm going to make a quadruple finger bow. I wrap my fingers 4 times. I take that jute cord and wrap it around those loops that are on my fingers and then tighten real tight, and then I take it off, trim down those legs, and then I'm going to hot glue it right to my stem. After that, I am going to take this sunflower here, this little sunflower. I'm going to glue it right in the front. And then I'm going to take some leaves. These came off as a pick that I had no more flowers on, but I just had leaves. So I cut the leaves off. I'm going to hot glue them to the front top corners. And then I'm going to hot glue those bigger sunflowers in place, and that's all there is for it. I love it. It's so simple, but it is so cute. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well. Which one was your favorite one today? And if you're going to be recreating any, I'd love to know. So here's your final reveal, you guys. I absolutely love these. I hope you did too. They were so much fun. But don't forget, if you'd like to be entered into that drawing, send me your email address to my email address, and I will hopefully be announcing the winner very soon. So with all that, you guys, again, if you are new here, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button before you go. And then you guys don't forget to give me that thumbs up and comment, all that fun stuff. I will be back again on Monday with another video. You guys have a truly blessed weekend, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.